Oh, mama. Put that thing on easy mode. Going standard edition. Story mode is my big fetish. Going standard edition. My avatar's all coquettish.
God damn
I'm
it.
ready.
Talk about a clean start.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome
not
back
sorry.
to Kaylee.
I'm not sorry. It wasn't me. It was
Welcome
Kaylee.
back to Standard Edish, the video game book club podcast where standard people interrupt each other. Kaylee, can you walk us in?
Welcome to Standard Edish, the video game book club podcast, where standard people play the standard edition of a video game and break it down week by week. I'm Kaylee.
I'm
I'm
Billy.
Jackie.
Yes!
I'm Alan.
And we're playing God of War
Ragnarok.
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 Rag.
Rags.
And before we get started, I have a little bit of
Stretches.
listener mail to share with y'all.
Ooh.
Oh, yay.
Lilith writes in, "This girl says play more games. Y'all are so fun. First off, I love hearing from
Aw.
some cool-ass femmes like Jackie and Kaylee because game spaces lack us so sorely. But all
Yeah.
four of you have chemistry and differences that make it so fun. I am both trans and disabled, so it's really special when I connect with any media. Looking forward to whatever y'all play next. P.S. Zoom work calls have never been this fun."
Yeah.
Oh,
That is
that's so
completely
nice.
accurate.
Thank you, Lilith.
Thank
Wow.
you.
Yeah,
Thank
thanks
you.
for writing in. That's
Yeah.
great.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That's awesome.
Brightens the day.
We will play more games.
Indeed,
Yes, we will.
shall.
We were just
Yeah,
talking about
that's
how to do
gonna
that better.
happen.
Yes.
Billy, I'm sorry, but nobody, at least on Instagram, has responded about your call to action about Altered Beast. It
What is
seems
Altered
that
Beast?
nobody else has played this really old Sega Genesis game where you turn into a different animal in every
Oh, right.
area.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I find this
Oh.
honestly
Last time.
mind-blowing. Because
Yeah.
it's
Was it a bigger hit in your house than you think it was, like, worldwide?
it's Sega Genesis, baby.
that happens when we grow up, you know? You're like, we were all playing that, right? We were all, no? Just me?
Yeah, I thought we were.
We
You
all
play as these
dude,
dudes?
First time I touched a video game was 2017.
Yeah, Jackie didn't grow up with Altered Beast, but you would have liked it
Oh,
because they look like
yeah.
He-Man, silly, like, shirt-off buff dudes just strutting through these environments, and you punch zombies in the face. And then as you collect power orbs, you get stronger until you morph into the animal of that level. So I
Okay.
remember like the first
Oh,
level's a
cool.
werewolf and then like a tiger and a dragon and whatever. It's also one of those that was probably originally an arcade game because it's way too hard, designed to like suck in
Oh, right.
quarters or just make you die all the time.
Oh my god.
So super infuriating.
Just a
And
slot
yeah,
machine.
we just played the shit out of this thing. It's only like 5 levels.
Oh.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's good stuff.
I have a computer game like that no one has ever heard of called, I think it was called like Jill of the Jungle, which is, it had nothing to do with George of the Jungle, but you were this character called Jill and you had to like go around traps and stuff and
Yeah,
like vines
okay.
and things like that. And no one else has ever heard of this game, but like I was playing it at the same time as I was playing like that. You remember like the skiing computer game
Yeah,
where there was
Ski
the
Free.
little
Oh, yeah,
bottom
Ski Free. Yeah.
the same era as that.
Just
No
get
one
past
else has
them.
ever heard of this game.
The Yeti? Get
Like-
past the Yeti?
You
That
can't.
game.
Everyone knows that one.
You
That
can't.
game's a
You
goat.
just- yeah,
Yeah.
that is the original OG
Mhm.
install
Yep.
with the computer game.
So no one wrote in about Altered Beast, but
Sorry.
Foul
Sorry, Billy.
Tarnished did write in a review.
Oh.
Hmm.
Millennials do it better. Absolutely love this podcast and so glad I found it. The 4 participants appear to be lifelong friends and it shows through their patience and appreciation for each other.
Aw.
Everyone's patience with me. Yeah. Each person adds something to the show that keeps the listener engaged in genuine, goofy, and insightful topics about gaming and life in general. Wow.
Oh.
Vacuums?
Oh.
Is that a vacuums call?
That's clearly a
Vacuums.
vacuum
That's gotta be-
reference.
Yeah, life in
and
general.
butt
That's
stuff.
You
yeah.
got- Yeah, in case you need to clean up your space and you need to knock twice for certain activities.
Yes, backdoor and vacuum. That runs the whole spectrum. So
thanks so much for leave it. Yeah, sorry. Call out. Homework is you can find us and write in on all our channels. You should talk about Altered Beast when you do to make me feel a little bit better. And then please leave us a review because it helps people find the show. You can also support us on Patreon. And that's it. That's the end of the homework. Standard Edish.
Like
Well.
addition with an E, but then at the end, instead of TION.
With an ish on the end. Yeah. So that's good. That was fun.
Well, because what if people think it's standard addition, like plus and minus?
Oh.
You know,
There is no
addition,
standard.
subtraction.
There is no standard addition. It's too complicated for us.
That's true.
So that's how you can support this lovely. If I was really clever, it would have somehow connected to this chapter of God of War, but it didn't. Oh, I could talk like a bird, or I could have done all exposition like Freya. Yeah, isn't Freya just a bird the whole time flying around?
Oh, actually,
That's
there's
true.
one
Not the
person
whole
that's,
time.
But like a decent chunk of it.
Yeah, not for the side quests.
too much
Not
time
for the side quest.
where it's kind of annoying.
It's okay, yeah.
We can talk about
There were a
that.
couple things in this one that I thought were
Okay.
kind of funny. So basically,
okay.
Freya though asks you to go help destroy the magic that is binding her to Midgard that Odin, whatever,
Created.
cast.
Yeah.
I don't know. How do you do magic?
Yeah.
This for a while. Also, Brock's coming, so thank God for that.
Oh yeah, we
Oh.
got Brock checked in.
He's
And
like, I got an old drinking buddy I need to catch up with, or something like that.
That would be me going on the
Yeah.
quest. Hey, can I come? I'm going to join you for 1/10 of this quest and then just stay behind a drink.
That's so much. Yeah, that's how much
And
he
then-
was there. Yeah.
It results in my favorite bit of dialogue in the entire game so far, which is where Brock is attempting to give Freya life advice for some reason. Like, to be nice to your brother, or like, don't let the last words between you be whatever. And and he says something about, like, he and Mimir start snipping at each other, and Brock says, "Bite me," and Mimir says, "You wish." And I was like, that's brilliant.
I remember
all
that
Mimir
one. Yeah.
has is a
Yeah.
mouth. That's all he can do. I don't know. I just thought it was such a great comeback to bite me. I don't know. It's my favorite
That's
thing that's
amazing.
happened in this
Yeah,
game.
that's
That's like saying, "Don't threaten me with a good time."
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes.
I say that.
Oh.
Say
Yeah.
that a lot.
I also love that you slipped in there, Kaylee. High praise that is the best thing this game has done for you so far.
It's just been the funniest thing that's happened in the game.
Wow.
I don't know. I've appreciated it. It hit just the right little funny bone in Kaylee
Yeah.
for me. Yeah.
You did text us about that.
I did. I did text you about that.
Yeah, you did.
Yes.
Up note.
What else happens of note? So she has to turn into a bird because when you start your quest,
Yeah.
then okay, so sorry. This is all going to happen in her homeland. So for some reason, some of the
Vanaheim, which is a realm we have not been to yet, right?
No, so
Yeah.
that's cool.
Yes.
That's new. That's new.
Yeah.
Come on, Billy. That's new.
No, no, the thing I'm laughing at is how much I think they crammed too much in this game. So they so often use exposition to explain like weird things. So like literally, if you remember, like 5 seconds ago, she's like, I can't travel out of realms. That is the point of this quest.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's go to your homeworld where I'm rooted. How are you? Kratos is like, how are you gonna get there? I figured some shit out, and she turns into a. No, she doesn't. So then first she just like figured some shit out. That's it.
Yeah.
She's
You
just
don't know.
using magic,
You don't
and she
know
can
how-
teleport
Yeah.
anyway. And
Right.
then that didn't work. Don't
happens on
worry.
camera.
Now I can turn into a bird, and it's like, what is
Yeah.
the rule of this? I just hate soft magic systems. I think that's what I'm
Yeah.
griping with. Like every time there's a problem, they just like have some quick explanation about whatever. It's like,
Doesn't work if I'm a bird.
yeah, no,
Well,
it's
it's just
fine.
like-
'cause I'm a bird.
It's fine if I'm. Yeah.
That was a little bit of a, what do you call that? Not a Deus Ex Machina. A little bit of a mulligan? No, not mulligan either. What's the word called? What's the literary trope, Billy, that of like the solution to your problems? It's not really a pain in the butt at all. It just seems like it's fine. It's like it's.
Yeah.
She's like I
cop
think I
out?
was a cop out. It was like a thing as like a last
Yeah.
resort. She's like, I'm using this as my last resort, and I'm like, you can still speak, why could you not go here in the first place and talk to your brother?
Have found
who
your
is
brother
clearly
and
here?
have him do some gardening rooting for you, like pull up the roots of the garden, and then we'd be all set.
Why
There's a
has it
lot of
taken you
that.
so
It's
long?
like it's the convenience. I think it's when you're like using convenience to. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yes, that
there's a word
that was
for
the
it.
bump for me. Like the gameplay is still fun. You're swinging a fucking ice axe. That's cool. But yeah, there's just so much of that. And then like, I don't know how you guys felt, but her whole time she's flying around, I felt like her dialogue was so stilted and expositional, where she's just like explaining shit to you all the time, and that's it.
Is that her character? Is that just how she's extremely pedantic or
Is
something?
that a good character?
I feel like she's pretty.
that's good.
I feel like she's pretty serious. Character.
I feel like she was
like,
cooler in the first game. I guess her son was.
Well, she was playing more like a ally, I guess. I don't know. She seems like more adversarial in this game, just because of the whole killing her son thing, which comes up a lot in this chapter. But
it does.
Yeah, like she just is more serious. Like she doesn't take any quips from Mimir. Like none of the banter. She's not very much of a banter kind of person. She's kind of just like.
Well, she's grumpy because she has to be a bird and she hates being a bird.
I guess so. Yeah.
That's why she never did this before.
Yeah.
It would be so cool to be a bird for a little while.
Have you ever had a cloaca?
No. That's not the first thing I would be thinking about if I got the opportunity to be a bird. But solid wraps like
it's like as if your butthole just did everything.
Whoa. That sounds amazing.
Except for eating.
Wow.
Isn't that a South Park episode?
Except for eating.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No.
They feed themselves through their butt in a South Park episode, and then they throw up out of their mouth, and it's like cleaner for the earth or something. Yeah.
I don't remember that.
They start processing the food backwards.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Now that's writing. See, that's what I'm talking about.
Yes, that's peak writing.
I just showed what a fucking nitwit I am. The village idiot.
So like her whole thing about changing into a bird, wasn't that just a reason for us to just play alone?
Yeah. But also,
or to not have two people.
Why is she so grumpy
I don't
about
know.
getting the ability to fly majestically through the air?
So she had the ability before.
Yeah.
So remember, in the very first scene, the intro to the game, she's attacking us on the sled. She pops in and out of bird form. That's just kind of a thing that she can do. So but she's grumpy that she can't be in human form specifically. I think during this adventure, she's like, so she wants to be here. Yeah,
she couldn't help us, I guess. And I don't know if she wanted to, anyways, in this leg of the journey.
She does. She's kind of a control freak. She likes to have control over the situation, and she can't have control when she's a bird.
Mm-hmm.
She's a bird. Yeah. So
they're called free birds, not control birds.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah. So we have Brock and Freya until the camp.
Correct.
And then after, okay, I'm trying to remember.
Then
and that's when it's a solo mission basically.
Right. And so yeah, the camp. So then you find the camp, and you meet Freyr, her brother.
Oh yeah.
Which is just Freya in a Boston accent.
Yeah.
Oh man, that'd be really confusing her.
Yeah, that's true. It is. Yeah.
That would be really confusing.
Yeah. So you know Freyr.
And Lunda.
Lunda, yeah.
And a light elf and a dark elf and a pig dog and a traveler.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yeah. It's
Big
sort of like a
You really
the
took
misfits,
stock
the
of
misfits.
this camp.
Yeah. Yeah. Just an assortment of sort of castaways, I guess, right?
Yeah.
Essentially.
Mm-hmm.
It's interesting, but yeah, and then I think they ask like, "Oh yeah, is this the whole resistance?" That's it. So that's
but Mir's just shitting on them the whole time. Basically,
Yeah,
he's like, "Leave me
right.
behind to kind of talk about their battle plans." And as you're leaving, he's like, "So is this everybody or something like that?" Yeah, he's just like making fun of their plan.
Your army.
Yeah.
Well, okay, so there are some missing pieces. Number one, why is Freya mad at her brother? And number two, what is Freyr resisting against?
Odin, I guess. I don't know. Yeah.
So there was the backstory was that at some point, Freya was married to Odin so that he wouldn't take over Vanaheim.
Right.
Which he then decided to do anyway.
Right.
And that's what they're resisting, is Odin's occupation, I think.
Right. Classic marriage
classic
piece.
Marriage broker.
Classic patriarchy marriage broker.
Classic. And I don't know why Freyr and Freya are mad at each other. That's never explained.
It seems, I mean, to me, it seems like
she says some shit about like little sibling stuff, you know, like it just feels like she's like, he always wanted to have fun and never take responsibility, or he never came looking for me. I think it was he never came looking for me.
It's like they're both mad at each other about the same thing that they didn't do to each other, right? Like she like kind of didn't come back to Vanaheim, and then he didn't go and look for her, and they just separately were mad at each other for doing
it's like,
nothing.
you didn't text me. You didn't text me.
Yeah.
Why?
Right. Yeah. That's
They
how you lose
literally
friends.
also make up pretty much the
They text each
way
other.
that you just said too, Jackie. Like a fight that stupid is how they make up, where they're just like, yeah, but you didn't text me. I tried to. I didn't have service. Oh my God, I'm so sorry, hug.
Yeah.
And I was like, what? That's what
it was it was resolved.
I thought
pretty
you were
fast.
dead. I'm like, is that an excuse?
Yeah, I thought you were dead.
I'm going to use that.
I didn't text you because I thought you were dead.
I'm going to use that.
It could work. It could work.
It could work.
I do feel, to your point, I think I felt like Freya had too much baggage that it got muddled in this chapter. So it's like she's married to Odin and trying to overcome that. What we're really dealing with is that she lost her son, and that's what most of the dialogue with Kratos is going to be about. But we also keep fucking talking about what the problem with Freyr is. And it's like, it's almost like too much, to like too many emotional problems. And she overcomes like most of them by the end of the chapter, which feels like too much too. And as a result,
that's true.
I think it weakens all of them because you're paying attention to, right? Like where it was only about the son, which I think it should have been, because that's what it really is. Then the Kratos sharing his story, which I'm curious what you guys thought about that, because you didn't play the past games, but sharing the story about his family, they connect on that. I think that's enough. Like, we didn't need this brother shit. We didn't need, like, you delete all that. They just go on this quest alone. Brock doesn't even need to go. I think it would be like, I don't know. It would just, he was funny. I'm just saying.
Brock.
The second half, delete all the baggage, it would probably be just cleaner and more powerful, I think.
Fair. I agree with you that I think the bits about Kratos kind of sharing his story and his daughter, and like that was a very humanizing moment. And there was some really after we helped Freya and kind of that whole bit, there's like it really tied together some of his lines there for me. So I really enjoyed all of his dialogue. I thought all of it was very interesting and like, oh, now I get you a little bit more now in kind of an interesting, cool way that I wasn't expecting. So.
I thought that they were kind of trying to one up each other with their misery.
The same thing. I thought it was like a trauma off.
Yeah, yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Like you don't even know what it's like to lose a child, and then he's like, "Well, actually, I do." Blah 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 blah. And you should be happy you even have a home to go to. And she's like, "Oh, well, some other snarky." Thing.
She complained about the spouse. At least you have a spouse to remember fondly. And it's like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, to me, it was sort of bonding through like sharing of their trauma, and at the end of it, they kind of realized that they've gone through similar things.
I think you go to a small skirmish, and then she's like, "I didn't know that about your daughter, though."
Yes.
It's like, oh, okay, I guess we reconcile.
It's terrible to go through. So yeah, there was that whole mechanism. But to me, yeah, you're right, Billy. I felt like it was bloated with this other conflict that was in this mission. But yeah, I think that probably could have been enough to just be like, okay, yeah, they kind of, and that's why they're going to work together now, because they can kind of find common ground in this.
I think the core of it is good, right? It's just like I never cared about Freyr. I don't care why they fought. I don't care that they came back together. I just like delete. I don't care. Knowing that she was married to Odin, that's a cool like throwaway line for a point, but like I just feel like they wrapped too much into this little sucker.
I mean, like, I think it's not like a collection of three separate things. I think it's an expansion of her grief over Baldur, because Odin is Baldur's dad, you know, so she's like upset about Baldur because like maybe I think she said a lot about like Odin kind of poisoned his mind with stuff.
Yeah.
Because she keeps warning that that's what's happening to Atreus.
Right.
Yes, at some point they mentioned
And
that.
for some reason, I think maybe it was Freyr who like negotiated this marriage as like a solution for peace.
That's what it was.
So maybe
yeah.
she's mad at Freyr for getting her into this marriage anyway, which, you know, obviously she agreed to. She wasn't like stolen or anything. You know, she's like, okay, yeah, let's make peace. I'll go marry Odin. And then it turned out to be shit anyway. But, you know, it's kind of just like she went to therapy and discovered her grief over Baldur was so much more.
Yeah. So I agree with you on all that. I guess what I was reacting to is like, I think for such a short chapter, it felt like too much to pack in. But I agree with you as like character stuff and everything going on. Like for the whole game, that's all great. But for the Baldur reconciliation with Kratos to happen at the literally same chapter that the Freyr reconciliation happens, I feel like that was too much. Like spread those out.
Yeah, it was too dense.
But this is probably just her chapter, right? I think that's how they've been doing it, right? Like
I guess
one
it's basically...
was about Mimir, now we got Freyr.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it's all about, and it had the Odin, you know, backstory where it did seem like it was a good marriage in the beginning, perhaps. Like it was sort of like a little bit of a honeymoon period, and then Odin revealed his true nature and kind of wanting to know everything, including their magic.
He's like
and
she
she wasn't willing to give it up.
From Elden Ring, what's his name? The
Oh,
all-knowing?
Sir
Ofnir?
Gideon.
Yeah.
Well,
totally.
didn't we learn that Ofnir is actually like another name for Odin?
Oh, right. Oh, okay. There you go. There you go.
Wow,
So
this
that
game's
was
so
very
much cooler when
yeah.
you pull Elden Ring stuff into it and pretend like it's connected.
Yeah, I think that Ofnir is like definitely Odin. So,
Yeah, that makes
and vice
sense.
versa. Yeah.
All knowing, kind of guy in the background pulling the strings. Yeah.
The fight that you lead to is super cool. I feel like we should
it was
talk about that a little bit.
Yeah. I have to say I was very satisfied with this fight. Up till now, I feel like the fights have been challenging in their own way, but like this one felt like a really challenging, like a legit boss fight. Like it felt like a real one, and it was a really cool
creative
boss.
Yeah, very creative,
and I think it's connected to
what is it, Alan? Tell us what it is.
I don't remember I don't read. I don't remember the name. What the hell was the name of the thing? It was a big lizard.
Nidhogg.
A portal lizard.
A tree root dragon.
Yes. So this is what I was trying to get to. Yeah, it was Radagast or the whatever.
The rat or the squirrel.
So squirrel, yeah. He talked about it briefly, right? Or he talked about them that tend to the roots.
Atreus looks down or something. He's like, what are those down there? And he just gets a throwaway line about it.
So that was just one of them, right?
I think if you look down, you can see two of them down there. Oh, sorry. When you're Atreus, if you like look down, you can see two of them down there. But
I'm saying like the one that we fought.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
This wasn't just one of them. So there's Nidhogg, which is the one that we fight. Nidhogg? It's the D with the little cross on it.
Oh, yeah. How could I not remember that?
The D with the cross on it, Alan. What are we doing?
D with the cross on it.
Are we even playing this game?
So Nidhogg is the mother, and so she's the monster that chews the roots to prevent the Yggdrasil from overgrowth. And all the other little dragons that you see down there. So if you look down when you're Atreus, you can see Nidhogg herself, like the big one, and then there's a bunch of little ones.
Wait a minute, Kaylee, are you saying that we have just performed catastrophic environmental damage because this tree is going to overgrow?
There is going to be consequences to this action, I think, because like what you do in killing Nidhogg is you kill part of the ecosystem of Yggdrasil. And so like she's got kids there, but like
I thought the other ones were doing the same role, so I didn't realize they weren't.
I thought this was just like one of the I didn't know if it was just
this
like
was the one that was doing
I gotcha
it.
This was the
gotcha.
And like I think even after you go back, I know I'm skipping ahead a little bit here, but after you go back, Radagast? No, that's from Lord of the Rings. The squirrel.
Ratatosk.
Ratatosk does comment. He's like looking for Nidhogg specifically. He's like, Nidhogg, Nico, where are you? It's not like you to be gone so long. And it's like,
interesting.
And I think even Freya says, there might be consequences to her action. I'm like, that's a little on the nose. We could have gotten there.
Yeah, I guess we could have got there.
Well, to be fair, I don't think Billy and Alan got there, but
no, I mean,
no.
I missed literally all the dialogue you're talking about, and I didn't understand that it was its own dragon.
Yeah,
This
I
is
thought it was
the-
like, I'm like, oh, it's just one of the things. We'll probably fight more later.
We might fight
No.
her brood later. Like that's the
Interesting.
in that same section that Billy was talking about with the throwaway line. Like the squirrel mentions that like she like keeps her brood in line like a strict matriarch, something like that. And Atreus says that line that's like sounds familiar.
Yes.
That's
I remember
yes.
that.
Also didn't
Snarky
actually
line.
catch that.
You mentioned it in the last.
No, I just whatever.
Oh, I see. You
Yeah.
didn't connect it.
I didn't
I
get
thought
the
it was-
yeah.
Yes.
Wait, so
I
do you
thought it
think
was
they're
really
going to attack the
clever.
treehouse now?
I don't know. Maybe.
Okay. All right, Jackie,
Maybe.
to the fight, to your clever fight. Let's talk about the fight because yes,
I
very
thought it was
creative.
really cool how Odin managed to tie Freya to the one realm. He just took a bunch of roots from the world tree and made a giant knot in her like home where she was born. And then if she goes and fucks with it, then this giant lizard, dragon,
Dragon.
Dragon.
Lizard? Yeah.
will come and say otherwise.
Because it protects the roots, and he tied the
protects-
roots, and she's
Right.
messing with the roots.
Yeah. And so it's like, okay, now you have to choose between either staying bound to one realm or killing Nithog, you know?
Yeah.
It's like, it's a big deal. How selfish are you and how fucked up is Odin?
He's fucked up,
Right.
and she is also clearly selfish. Because she was never questioned doing this, right? She's like, yeah, let's do it. And she knows how the world works. If Kratos does it, I think it's different,
Yeah.
right? He doesn't
Yeah, he's-
necessarily care
he's-
about these gods, know how it works, like, whatever. Wait, so
Interesting.
why is the thing that binds her to Midgard in a different realm? I mean, obviously, because that makes it harder to get, but how does that magic work?
It's her home. It's like a part of her.
What was the bound
Yeah.
thing? Was there something in the tree roots?
I thought it was just the tree
No.
roots bound together in a
Yeah.
knot, and she had to pull the knot.
Yeah.
Why does
apart
that bind
after.
her?
To
Okay.
Midgard,
I just didn't know
know
if I missed something that like
Yeah, I
It's
didn't-
like
I didn't
crumpling up the map. And so the magic doesn't know how to read the map anymore. I don't know.
That's good.
I like
Soft
that.
magic, Billy. Soft magic.
But
Soft
the
magic.
Soft
tree,
magic.
but the tree root dragon thing, its rift fighting was super cool.
Mm.
That was cool. The little portal.
Mhm.
You
That was
know,
Yeah.
impressive.
So
and
cool.
That
And
was
then they
fun.
like
Stab you.
dragged it out of the
Yeah.
Yeah, that was cool. Yeah.
And then she cuts off its head by closing the portal.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mhm.
That was
Which
awesome.
means that like all of her babies just got their mother's dead head delivered to
Oh.
So yeah, you're right.
Yikes.
It
So it seems like consequences.
stayed on the other side of that.
Oh boy.
You're right. Well,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. I mean,
Billy, your face.
I was just thinking if they're gonna put up one of those like flyers for a lost cat, but it's like
No.
Nidhogg?
Oh.
Has anyone seen my lost keeping the world safe dragon?
a Ratatosk. We'll
Nithog
do
is a
that.
good name for a cat.
Yeah.
Oh.
There you go.
Or like a bearded dragon.
Bearded dragon
Yes.
for sure.
That
Oh, that's just Nidhogg.
So what happens after that? She Freya is like she's able to stop being a bird. So it's
Yep.
cool. And now she can do that. And they have a good little bit of dialogue, I felt like, where Kratos is like, so what's it gonna be? You gonna kill me or forgive
Right.
me?
Oh yeah.
And I think just lands on she doesn't know. Or
She can't do either.
forgive. Yeah.
Yeah, she can't forgive, but she can't go through with killing.
I don't
guess.
think I can
Or take
do
revenge.
either.
I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, then
Yeah.
Kratos has a really good line after that one too, which is like he says like he'll never regret saving her life,
Mm-hmm.
but the choice between life and death should have been hers,
Yes.
and he was
Right.
sorry to have robbed her of that choice.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
And I was like, ooh, that's cool. That's
Yeah, that
insightful.
was, that was nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just so like concise and perfect.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I wish I
took
could like
the
fight
short-
fight with my mom that way. You're like, listen, I know you don't want a dog, but it'll help you exercise.
While I got
I will
you
never
a dog,
apologize.
I will never apologize. But the choice to get the dog should have been yours.
Yeah,
and for
right.
that, I am sorry.
Some like loftier thing, but like for something less, like something a little bit more trivial, perhaps. But yeah,
For naming it Nidhogg.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
am sorry. That
sorry,
choice should have been yours.
Yeah.
But he already replies, Nidhogg.
Yeah. Oh, now you gotta keep it. Can't just change the name. Gotta
Yeah,
keep the
you
name.
get confused.
They do
Yeah,
that.
it's not good.
So that's all good. And then we get the really cool moment. I think it's at this point where the wolf chases the sun. Just like
Yes.
just like really
It was
quickly
very
throw
fast.
away.
Oh, yeah.
It was very fast. It was like too fast that I kind of missed it because I was
Yeah.
probably looking at the wrong like part of the screen.
It was a quick,
Yeah,
abrupt thing. It was
just-
cool though. I
Just
love that
changes,
effect.
right? It just changes the
Yeah, like tears it, and then the night
Yeah,
or
like a
no,
zipper.
right.
day. I forget which one they did.
You
It
arrived
changed
and it was
to
night, and then
Yeah.
They changed
then
it
it made
day.
it day.
Yeah, that was
So
super
did,
cool.
did that have anything to do with the roots being bound, or was that just like something
I
that
don't
happened?
think so.
It just
It's a day and night thing.
confirms. It just confirms some of the intelligence that Atreus had gathered around whatever the wolves' names are.
they're
being
hiding
there.
here, right?
Yeah. The giants hid them there. The giants brought them there
Oh, to Vanaheim.
Cool.
to Vanaheim. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So there's
Yeah.
something about like it's
that.
yet another giant prophecy that is true.
So wait
Or
a
giant
minute.
intel. Yeah.
If the giants brought the wolves there, aren't in this mythology those wolves the only thing that changes night to day? So like, should all the other realms not be changing cycles? Or am I misunderstanding that?
Jackie,
I do not know.
Oh, we didn't get to
I
that
have
Neil
no
Gaiman
intel.
story yet.
Mm-mm.
Skull and
Ah.
Hati, I think. I
Yeah,
forget.
that sounds right.
I forget what
Scalding
they do.
hot tea.
So then we get the reunion with Freya and her brother. Did that connect with you, or were you just kind of like,
No.
whatever, let's go side quest?
Yeah.
I resonated a lot with the
Yeah,
characters in
kinda.
the background that were totally rubbernecking. I was like, oh yeah,
that
let's
was
watch this.
hilarious.
That was
Great.
really funny.
Mm-hmm.
I'll stand back there.
Whatever animator just added that to the scene that like these people spent so much time on. That animator's a
Oh.
genius, because that's the only
Yep.
thing I paid
Yes.
attention to. I was like, this
Yes.
is so stupid, but those guys are hilarious.
Yeah.
Just like Lunda and the dark elf lady, just like hanging out, just kind of casually trying to walk real slow behind them.
Speaking of Lunda, I want to confirm this suspicion, but I think the voice actor is the same as Sandy Cheeks from SpongeBob SquarePants.
Well, now I can unhear it.
That
It
is
sounds like it. Totally sounds like it. Yeah, you're right.
wow.
It definitely
I
has
would
a
buy that. I'd buy that.
sort of
Yeah.
southern drawl or some type of wet.
Oh,
wet
yeah.
sound, perhaps.
Real
It has a
twangy.
twang. It has a twang, which they're their voice acting here in general is like, pretty good. I feel like, but they do take some swings. I think for a lot of these characters in general. It's
Yeah.
just
They're not what I
they're
expect
definitely
sometimes.
a lot of the time they are not what I expect. Like Odin the first time threw me for a loop, and I was like,
Yep.
huh? Okay. Thor makes sense.
There's like a lot
Just
of
kind of fits right in, but
yeah. Thor
that's
is
predictable. Maybe
fucking awesome.
it makes sense. But then
Yeah.
you got some twang for a dwarf. Why not?
Yep. So let's go to our next chapter, which is called The Runaway. Which, Kaylee, I believe you had a suggestion for the name of this episode based on this chapter. Would you like to remind us what that was? The spirit
Sorry.
of this?
I was trying to Google if that voice actress was the same thing, which I shouldn't have been doing while we were doing this.
This
I
really is
couldn't
a
figure
work
it out.
Zoom call now. You're like,
really
I'm,
is now.
I'm sorry.
Now I'm multitasking.
Yeah.
My internet cut out. Could you please
Yeah.
repeat the question?
No, but my funny title on this one, so it's a combination of a book that is well known for a male teenager being incredibly angsty and obnoxious, and a movie about people risking their lives by climbing something without any kind of safety. And so the combination that I was quite pleased with myself when I came up with it was Loki, Potter, and the Order of the Free Solo.
Oh yeah.
Which is essentially what we get. It's a really stupid teenager doing really stupid teenager things, which includes climbing a really big wall that everyone falls to their death on without any kind of safety gear.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like, smart move. And of course he succeeds because he's Loki Potter. So.
Yes.
Okay,
yes,
so
Yeah.
let's start at the beginning, because I have a question for you guys.
He's the one who survived.
When he goes to run away, so he gets in a fight with his dad. And
because he's a teenager,
Yeah.
and all teenagers get in fights with their dad, but few of them live in metaphysical tree houses.
Right, which they can escape into
true.
a portal and then not be found right away. So
Yeah.
he does something like that. That's cool.
Ooh, wait!
Yeah.
There was a funny moment when he's like about to go through the portal where Kratos is standing at the doorway and he says,
He did say
"Boy."
boy for once. I
Yes,
think that might be
he
the
does
first time he
say
said boy in this whole.
Yeah,
I mean, he's
I
been
think so.
Atreus for this whole game so far.
he's really
But
backsliding.
yeah, he's kind of regressing. Honestly, I think Loki. I think knowing that he's Loki now is regressing back to his old self. It's old.
Mhm.
And teenager just
Being a real
hormones just like
whiny bitch.
amping up. I thought he was, maturing, but I don't know. And
Nope.
He smelled a
I
girl,
know.
dude. Now he's
Yeah.
fucking
He
miserable.
smelled
Yeah, that's what happens. Yeah. He gets everyone gangs up on him for a little bit in the treehouse. They're all just like
Because he's being
Yeah.
dumb as fuck.
even
Oh
he's
my
being
God.
dumb as
Sindri
fuck.
was like,
Yeah.
"Yeah,
yeah.
I forget why.
screw his head
right,
back
yeah.
on."
Sindri being like very reprimanding out of nowhere.
Even
I forget-
doesn't
I
Mimir
forget
even
why
have
they're
something
all-
where he's like, Loki's like, since when are you on
Right.
his side? He says
Yeah.
to Mimir, and Mimir's like, since he started making sense. Because it's like, dog,
Yeah.
you were being so insane.
Well, because Atreus at this point is like, maybe I will
yeah,
go see
that's what he's kind of
Odin.
toying with that idea.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Okay.
that's
so
right.
everyone's like,
So
yo,
that's what I wanted to ask you guys about. I felt like that confused me a tiny bit. So, okay, so that starts happening. That's like the fight, blah, blah, blah. Also, the whole so he was so motivated to get Freya there. And then he doesn't acknowledge that at all. And the fight just keeps going, which
That's
that
true.
kind of bumped
Yeah.
for me.
Yeah.
I felt like maybe that's all you
Yeah.
can do is you just got to move on because they have like the
Yeah.
things they need to hit. But
he said he
I
mentions it
felt
later.
like that was very
he mentions
strange.
it later in
Yeah,
in
he has a
It's
throwaway line
yeah.
alone, like, wait, why was Freya there?
But not in a moment.
Yeah, that I thought
Did
was
she
kind of
move into
strange. It
those?
was like, this is literally why you snuck away like 5 times. She's here. She's also yelling, don't go to Odin. And then you're like, I'm not even going to pay attention to the fact that she's here and I'm going to run away. All right, whatever. So he's emotional.
Hence, Loki Potter,
Yeah.
because
Loki
he's
Potter.
being a dumbass.
Yes.
Yes.
And I guess my question is, where did him deciding to go to Odin come from? I feel like it's just, I like never got it. So he runs away and he's mad, but then he has self-dialogue for you running around in Midgard for like a little bit. All the self-dialogue is him talking himself. It's just like at some point while he's climbing, he's like, maybe I will go to Odin. And I was like, why? Where is this coming from? I was like, what is happening?
The idea came from Ironwood when he sees the final panel of the prophecy
Mm-hmm.
where he's talking with Odin and he's like, remember he's like talking to Angerboda and he's like, maybe I'm tricking him. And it's like, maybe I'm a spy. Maybe I'm tricking him. And it's like,
Okay.
oh, so he's kind of already seeded that in himself as like, that's going to be what he's doing.
So he is wanting
yeah.
to go to be a spy. So all that time we hear him
Yeah.
talking, you're saying he's like deciding, I'm going to go
Yes.
circumvent
Right.
this thing in my own way.
Yes.
Okay.
He's like, I'm going to go fulfill the prophecy in the way that I think it needs to be
Yeah.
fulfilled,
I see.
Right.
essentially.
And
So-
and Kratos is very upset, right?
Is stupid.
He's very upset about he's trying to get an explanation as to why he was gone for 2 days and where he was. And I think
Yes.
him jumping to the conclusion that he was already with Odin in those 2 days is kind of maybe puts it in his mind already, or maybe he was kind of angling that way.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's kind of one of those things that's like, obviously this drama is built in for the reason and stuff. But if Loki just been like, hey, you know what? I went to Ironwood and, all the shit went down and you're going to die. And nope, I'm a teenager. I'm going to run away and figure it out myself instead of talking to your dad about it.
Well, he's sworn to secrecy about Ironwood.
I guess you're
and all
right.
that.
By
his lover.
Yep. By a female.
Well, they weren't lovers yet.
It's real Adam and Eve stuff, Alan.
By his
right, you're
crush.
right, yeah.
I think he
Crush.
likes her.
I think he likes her too, but the crush is not someone you lie to your parents for. As a life lesson.
But it's more than just for her sake. It's for the sake of all the giants
That's
that
true.
are
I guess
hiding
you're right.
there. Ironwood doesn't exist.
I guess he
True.
doesn't
That's
see
true.
like the bigger picture.
You mean the marbles?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, there's literally no giants there, though, because they're just
The
marbles.
Marbles at
The
top.
marbles.
Yeah.
That he should literally have in his possession, but
Yes, that he should be carrying with him. I don't know. I do feel like there could have been an easy way to be like, okay, Dad, look, I went to a place. It's giant stuff. I'm sworn to secrecy. I cannot
Giant.
tell you. Can you please
Giant
just
stuff.
trust me? And he would have been like, "Meh," been fine with it. Like that would have been all that. It's just this is a very teenager thing. It's just to jump to.
which
I
is
guess
the point.
Yeah, it's the point.
Which is
yeah.
the point.
We've all been there, right? We've all been there.
But it rubbed me while
All
it was
been to different
happening.
realms after getting to arguments with.
It was hard to run around as Atreus and feel good about the shit coming out of his mouth.
I was like, can I go back, please?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, this is
want
what are
Another
we
solo
doing?
mission though, basically.
Yeah.
No
Yep.
Sindri,
Yep.
no Brock. No
Mhm.
I am
Fair.
actually really starting to like his combat.
his
though.
combat is
His combat's-
fun. It's fun, right?
Mm,
It's tight.
I feel
Yeah.
like it. I don't know if it's just easier or I'm better at it, but I feel like his sections are easier than Kratos.
Well, and he's been getting he got a new bow in Ironwood, and he now has sigil arrows and not just sonic
Yeah.
arrows.
He could turn into
So yeah,
shit,
he's getting good stuff, good gear.
go into his
He
hands.
is.
Still gives me, even if I'm playing, it wasn't that long ago. I hadn't played it all the way through with some stops in between. It still takes me at least five good minutes to get a handle on his character again. I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
These are the buttons.
When you first
Yeah,
do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's faster. It's just fun.
They also do give him far fewer enemies to fight at once.
That's true.
Yes.
That's true.
By
Yeah.
half. So also his combat style is very engaging and enjoyable, but they definitely scale down the mob
Right.
aspect.
Mhm.
That's
Mhm.
true.
Yeah.
Probably just better for my weak brain because I can handle
I-
the fewer enemies.
It's nice.
Did you it took me asking my Jimbo to figure out how to get to that the chest with the blue brambles on it.
Oh.
How do you do
I
it?
didn't-
I can't remember.
Oh.
You have to use sigil arrows to get the fire to
Yes.
the brambles.
I was going to ask you
Mhm.
guys if you guys like the new puzzle mechanic of the sigil arrows, or they're just annoying.
It's okay.
Yeah.
So
I
you,
wish
Jackie, I
they
don't know if you
weren't
noticed
so
it, but
finicky.
you learned it on a side quest previously, I think. So I wonder if you don't do that side quest, if you don't learn that they have that ability.
You learn on the way back to Freyr with Freya after
Yeah,
killing
Oh,
I
you.
think
does she do it in the actual
Gotcha.
Yeah, I
main
think
line?
so.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Which is like
Yes.
use the blades of chaos to
Yes.
initiate. Yeah.
Oh, to
And
ignite it. Yeah.
But it is a bit of a jump because I don't think we knew that the sigil magic had been applied to Loki's bow. That
It
took me a
was
minute.
another
There's a throwaway line.
throwaway
Yeah.
line.
Yep. One
Or
of the
Brock
doors
just
is like,
simply
and I was
says,
able to blah, blah,
Yeah, here
toss.
you go.
That's
Yeah,
it.
and now you have
Yeah.
it on the D-pad. You can switch between the two, Sonic and
Yeah.
Which I constantly
Yeah,
forget.
Mhm.
yeah.
I'm always looking that one up. I think I've left the webpage
Yep.
up on my phone, just like,
Also-
well, how do I do this?
What do sigil arrows do in general combat that's better than the
Again,
green sonic arrows or whatever? What are they actually doing differently?
It's certain enemies, right?
think it's I don't know if it's certain enemies or if it's like a buildup like the Sonic arrows, but eventually they get a rune attached to them, right? Like you see a pink rune or something, and then if you
Mhm.
use a grapple, I think, or a throw, then it activates the sigil landmine essentially. But again, even me explaining it, it's just in the moment of combat, I don't even think about it. I don't use it that way.
No, it's too.
It's
too
just
stupid
an
for
extra
it.
step that I
There's-
don't use in combat.
There's one, I think it's a white or something, that some kind of black ghosty looking thing where you
The
can't.
wisps.
Wisps, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So, wait.
So those
Yeah.
you have to hit with a specific arrow.
You have
With
to
the
hit that
sigil.
with a sigil arrow.
So that
And
I
then
get.
they
That I can
Freeze,
follow.
essentially.
Yeah.
But then because you get to the point where you can do certain upgrades, and it's like, do you want to kind of spec on sonic arrows or spec on sigil arrows?
Right.
I don't understand them well enough to decide what to spec, so I just left sonic because it's like, I don't know, it's what I'm already doing, so like I'll just stick with it. But I didn't know if you
Yeah, I
guys
don't know.
understood it, and
Not really. It's just some new new arrow that we got from Freyr.
Cool.
I think the sigil arrows also play more off of elemental effects, whereas stun arrows or the sonic ones tend more towards stun.
Oh,
That's the other
yeah.
difference that I've noticed. And
Yeah.
so
so maybe if you were using sigil and you were Kratos, it could bounce between
Exactly.
fire and ice, then that might
It's another layer.
be a way to do
Another
it.
layer of combat.
and so that could be useful. But like Atreus doesn't have any of his own elemental.
Sonic does build up stun. So the reason I use
Yes.
Sonic so much is because I'll like get somebody with Sonic Arrow, and then I'll throw my axe and use my fist, and the stun builds up really fast, and then you're just
Right.
like running between them, ripping them apart. So you're saying the other way might be if you wanted to not do kind of the stun thing, you could do the elemental damage maybe on them.
Yes,
I see.
Which, depending upon like if you're fighting a bunch of like ice draugrs or whatever, ice raiders, things like that have like the ice barrier around them, you could use sigil to enhance your fire from your blades, and that would probably whittle down that armor faster.
Yep.
Okay.
I have not tried this.
The depth
That
of the
checks
combat
out.
is super impressive. It just doesn't. I just can't keep up. Usually,
That's it is
Yeah.
I mean, they are adding it incrementally, but I do find it a little hard for me to kind of adapt to it like just as quickly and start using it immediately. Now that you say it, Kaylee, maybe. And like, but not like with foot soldiers or like, I don't know. I just feel like I'd probably just run through them
No.
with my normal.
Yeah, just do what you always
gameplay.
do, right? It's like,
maybe on like bigger enemies, it's where you're like, okay, this strategy makes sense to use on like, I don't know, like whatever those things with the rifts, the portal rifts or whatever, where you're playing those mini
Yes.
bosses. Yeah,
Oh yeah, the black hole that you
Yeah.
like pull
Yeah.
enemies out of.
those
That
guys
was
are
crazy.
hard.
Oh
That
yeah,
was-
Yeah, those
Yeah.
guys are
Yeah.
tough. But yeah, it guess yeah, I don't know. We'll see. There's just so much. There's so many mechanics. I mean, let's add another one. Let's just add another arrow. Let's
Yeah,
let's go.
It's a lot. I'm still pretty much just button mashing.
Gets you through
Yeah.
it. I mean, it does. It works.
Yeah.
I mean,
So we got a couple cool things to hit. So
Okay.
Atreus goes to, he realizes he's near Freya's old kind of living turtle house.
Oh,
I forget it was
yeah.
a turtle. Like from the.
Oh.
I just remember
Yeah.
it being a tree. But yeah, it was a turtle.
Oh yeah, no, it's a tree now, I guess,
And that was in
right? But in that
Midgard,
one it was
right?
a turtle. I meant it's a tree
It's
now,
in
as in the
Midgard.
dwarves are in a tree now.
Yeah,
But
right.
yes,
Yes,
in Midgard,
yes.
and so you're in the turtle, and you help heat up the turtle, I guess. Although that's kind of short lived because really you just call Odin right away, or Odin comes to
Yeah.
you, and then you say, "Yes, you can take me to the promised
Yeah,
land."
the
you've been getting
raven.
stalked the whole time by the ravens, and it was kind of ominous. You just kept hearing cawing, right? And you kind of knew it was Odin following him, and he even kind of thought about it too, right? He was like, "Oh, it's yeah." He says it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And eventually, I think he understands that Odin is basically calling on him. But yeah, I wish there was a little bit more with the turtle. I don't know. I felt bad for the turtle. That was kind of sad.
Yeah, I kind of wanted to see that wrap, or I wanted to see like, oh, I
Yeah.
warned him and he's
Yeah,
better,
there was-
or it kind of did just abruptly.
there was no like
where it was
payoff.
like, okay, time to
There was, like-
teleport. Yeah,
Which is a little out of character for Atreus, who will
Oh,
help
yeah,
all
yeah,
the animals.
yeah.
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 You know, like he never has just left an animal around.
That's true.
That's
Yep.
different. He's never done that before.
It was interesting though, like kind of seeing some of the character flaw maybe in Freya, in like her leaving her living house basically to just die in Fimbulwinter.
Yeah, that's
and yeah, she
fucked
Loki kind of explains it in a way. She was like, "Oh, because she was hunting us, and she was kind of hell bent and kind of one tunnel vision on us, and maybe that's why." But again, even now, she probably could have went back and like turned on the fire for the poor turtle. So many sad animals in this game. I feel like we're
I
just helping sad
know.
animals.
We're sponsored by PETA.
Yeah, God of War. PETA, no.
God of War.
So what did you guys think? So this is interesting. So Odin's fucking with him, right? So Odin teleports him and drops him in a river.
Yeah.
Which could have easily, you see later. And you assume already that Odin could probably give him a better drop off. And I think you see later that Odin has the ability to teleport you pretty easily.
Very specifically.
Dry land. Yeah.
Yeah. And Loki can't he can't swim? He said he can't swim.
He's probably going to turn into a dolphin.
I was gonna
later,
say, is that he hasn't unlocked the
we haven't gotten that. Yeah, he wasn't mad enough.
Yeah, he hasn't unlocked the fish yet. Yeah, but he said he couldn't swim. He said he was like, I didn't have any time before Fimbulwinter to learn how to swim.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
they spent so much time in that boat, and that kid could have drowned at any point in time.
Kratos,
Kratos
did not. It's like it was like just.
At least put a life jacket on him,
They spent a lot of time in that canoe.
Explore the lakes of Nine.
Considering
or
all the survival
lessons.
training they've done, it seems like Kratos would have taught him how to swim.
Yeah.
That's true.
I'm going to choose to believe that Atreus wasn't paying attention.
Yeah, they probably could have.
That he absolutely does know how to swim.
A swim
and
lesson,
just
maybe?
refuses
I
to.
don't know.
I mean, if Aloy learned how to swim in the past year, you'd think Atreus could have.
Well, that's why he was
100%
almost drowning, I guess. Right.
Yeah, well.
Dumb.
So what'd you guys think of his little friend he meets?
Weird. Skoldar. There's a J in there somewhere.
Oh, the kid.
Yeah. The kid at the resettlement or the settlement of New Midgard.
New Midgard.
Yes.
New Midgard.
Yes.
I don't know, man. That was weird. Like, why?
He seems like a bag
stuff.
of rocks. Like, just kind of dumb. I don't know.
Yep.
Well, it was clearly like just inflating the shit out of Atreus's ego, right?
Yeah.
He's like, are you can't get up there unless you know some magic. I know some magic. Are you a god? I might be a god. Are you Loki? You're Loki.
It totally was
oh
like a hype man kind of situation where like he was kind of flexing his god abilities around him.
Do you think it was actually Odin?
It'd be kind of cool if it was Odin, just kind of like.
That's what I assumed. I assumed it was Odin just
I think it was, or like kind of getting to know him a bit more, or seeing what he would do in this situation, or like what his kind of I don't know what is his self like think of himself, right?
I assume New Midgard isn't even real. That's what I was thinking. I was like, I think New Midgard is fucking fully fake. Because notice the first thing he does is that kid is talking about how like Odin saved them and brought them here, and it's New Midgard and all this.
Yeah.
It's making Odin seem like a savior, and I was just like, I bet this is all not real.
Okay, but Odin, so if Odin saved them but didn't let them inside the walls, then what's the point of making the show of it? Because there are other people inside the wall.
Well, they're just not the gods, I guess, or
Yeah.
whatever
Aesirs.
they're called. Aesirs,
Yeah, they're just not
Aesirs
or Asgardians, but they're not like gods.
Which also just makes Atreus feel more special, right?
True.
Yeah. I mean, it'd be interesting.
Which we really needed.
Yeah, totally.
Well,
Doesn't
like
get much of that.
the thing that I was thinking about too is like, well, Odin locked down realm travel. Why would he lock down realm travel if people were trying to escape from different areas? Like that, Billy, like it definitely like I didn't go that far in my head, but I like that concept that this is just all a plant to make Odin seem like a good guy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Which seems like a lot of the rest of the next like set of structured experiences that Atreus has. You know, they all seem to be very purposefully tailored to show Odin as a nice person who's been misrepresented.
Right. I mean,
So,
it'd be cool if that's the whole grand plan, perhaps.
I can buy into that.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
I want to be very clear because I've had fun making fun of this game just because it's fun to make fun of stuff. But this was the chapter that turned it around for me. And I was like, I'm now interested. Suddenly, I am like into, and we'll talk about it a little more, right? Like, so what he's doing and how he actually goes meets Odin and what's going on. But this was the first one that got me like, now I want to know what's happening. all the other stuff with Freya and everything. Like, I'm not saying I just didn't care. I was like, we killed your son a game ago. Game. What's the problem, dude?
What's the problem?
I do feel like we did get like the call to arms a little bit more in this one. You're like, oh, this is a quest now. It's not just survive.
Yeah.
Right. Right.
Yeah, he has a goal. Maybe you're right. Maybe that's like a little part of it. Because we actually have like a goal. The other times we did, they were very confusing goals and they seemed very short-lived. So it's like, we're gonna go find Tyr. Why? We don't know. And then he's literally just pointless. We're doing nothing with him anymore. There's no further like role. Everything has kind of been that way, right? We're gonna go do this one. We're gonna go find the person who has info. And it's like, what? Okay, I'm getting confused, like lost on the plot of why we're even doing this, but okay.
Yeah.
I think as far as all the levels go or the realms go, I feel like this was supposed to be maybe the most scenic / impressive / I know all the other realms kind of felt like pretty nice in their own way, but once you get to Asgard, I'm like, oh, this is pretty nice. It's kind of
it's the Death Stranding.
Yeah, and then when you go up that.
Didn't it look like Death Stranding?
Kind of,
just the landscapes
a
little bit,
yeah.
And just the vistas, right? Like you get to when you start hitting that wall and you take your first kind of overlook.
Yeah.
It was beautiful.
That was amazing.
And then you get to the top of the wall too, and I think that's another epic scene. But we climbed the wall, right? And that was just free solo, right?
We climbed the wall.
Free solo.
We climbed the wall. Free solo. Yeah,
that
free
was
soloed the wall.
I wonder if they researched. They must have researched a lot of like rock climbing, mountain climbing, kind of. I mean,
they definitely did because kind of
legit, right? Well, outside of the lassoing and like the wiring, I mean, probably not.
The skippable
animations.
sections. Yeah.
There was one part where he was like holding on with his hands and climbed with his feet, and his feet went above his head.
Yes.
Like he did some very technical bouldering moves.
You're right. So I was like, oh, that looks legit. I think that might be a technique that people have used to get past. So that was fun. You fight some things on the way up. More wisps.
I liked the two boxes that like you cut one free and then the other one like flung you up.
Oh yeah.
The classic,
that was cool.
That was fun.
The pulley
Which
system.
was really reckless because what if there were no handholds when he got to the top of that thing, you know?
He would have shot an arrow at something and been fine, apparently.
I
don't know.
Oh my god, Jackie.
He was getting tired by the end, right? Like by the top.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then you get to the top. And someone grabs your hand. Which was cool.
And
Heimdall
just annoys the shit out of you for another like 20 minutes.
Yeah, that was
oh my
brutal.
God.
Yeah. So,
that's the first time though I've seen Heimdall portrayed as such a little prat. So that was kind of fun. Like he's normally like wise, kind, interesting. And he was just insufferable.
I think that's the word. I would say like he's a dick to Loki, like pretty hard. But
almost throws him off the wall. Just like what? Who taught you how to be nice to strangers? Come on.
To be fair though,
that's not his job.
He's also completely right.
And I think
he treated his mind.
Feelings about it because everything he said was right about Loki. But since you're playing him, you're kind of like, come on, man, not too hard. Come on.
Yeah,
I know he's kind of. Don't make me defend Loki.
You know what I mean?
Like that's what I felt like, and I was like, "All right, man, you're going a little hard. All right, come on."
Can you be more clever about this?
He was 100%
like
right, on everything. And I guess I didn't know that Heimdall could read minds. Is that the whole thing? Like he seems like he said that he could read Loki's like thoughts and feelings or whatever.
Yeah. Odin said like he reads minds for me or something.
He's got those eyes.
And then I thought it was funny. So after all that bullshittery and like, you know, when you're fighting, when Loki and Heimdall are fighting one-on-one, that was so frustrating. So I was like, am I supposed to try to deal damage somehow? This is not going to happen.
It was too video gamey where you're like, I just don't get what you want me to do.
You're just supposed to lose or kind of be in a position where...
Or wait or something.
Yeah, I guess. I wonder if you could... I guess you could probably actually die in that. Sequence. It's not on rails or anything,
right? So maybe you just need to survive,
and it's really just to show you how out of depth
He's so
Yeah,
strong.
Loki
yeah.
is.
I hate when games do that. They put you in like unwinnable things. to show
Yeah,
you
yeah, and
that.
he's super.
To show you that you're not going to
you're
win.
basically just
Yeah.
fighting the Flash.
Just make it a cutscene.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, probably. I guess I also what's funny is that when did Atreus become Loki? When did he start referring to himself as Loki? Because he says Loki in Asgard. I don't know how. I haven't been paying attention, but
In Ironwood.
Ironwood
Ironwood
that's it.
started-
And then from here on, he's like, no
Yeah.
one.
Smell the girl.
Well, he does tell the girl to call him Atreus at the end of it.
And I think she keeps saying you're Loki. And I think that goes to it.
Interesting.
That gets him going.
Okay, so because in Asgard he says I'm Loki to the bag of rock kid.
Mhm.
I think Loki is the persona he puts on whenever he wants to be
Is
the
that
tough,
it? Yeah, maybe.
the tough guy. Whenever he's like, I'm going to be the
Yeah.
independent one. I'm not going to be the one defined by my
Exactly,
father.
and that's the thing. It's like
Right.
Because I'm a teenager and I know everything about the world, and so
Right.
it's like I'm
yeah.
Loki.
and it's something
when
like he
that's
wants to put
who
his
he's trying to
like
be.
the name his father gave him. Atreus is a Greek name, like
Yes.
that's
Right.
a Spartan name or whatever probably.
Yes.
And that's a,
When he's trying to take on the mantle of the prophecy.
exactly right.
he's
He wants to
Loki.
kind of like just push
Yeah.
his dad
Big dog.
to the side. So yeah, the Heimdall fight was frustrating, and it was supposed to be frustrating, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Thor intervenes and he's still got like a big old
Oh,
gash
yeah.
on his belly.
Mhm.
It like won't heal. It's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And then Odin comes and sends everybody away. And I thought it was funny that like Heimdall was like, he's gonna kill you. He's here
Right.
to kill you, dude. And Odin is like, okay, is this the first thing you want to do, Loki? You're not gonna talk to me 1st?
Mm-hmm.
And then he puts his arrow down and was like, okay.
Mhm.
It's
Yeah, that
funny.
was handled well
was
because
funny.
it's like obviously Odin does know, but it's given just enough where Atreus can believe he still has the upper hand somehow.
Yeah.
you
yeah,
know?
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's exactly. It's all part of Odin's plan, maybe.
So where does Odin like takes him around on chores for a minute? Where does he take him?
They go see Valkyrie training, and then
Yep.
they go.
Oh, he brings people back to life. Are those the people you literally just killed?
no,
It's not. He really brings souls back
Einherjar.
into them. Yeah.
Yeah, are they the people you
Yeah.
just killed in the Heimdall thing?
I don't.
I think they were new.
Oh, okay.
I think he's just like using zombies and creating warriors.
I thought they were the 3 that you literally killed
Oh.
in Heimdall, sent them
Oh,
after
yeah.
you, and then they were like getting resurrected live, like right
Maybe.
after. Got
That'd be
it.
funny.
I wonder what the Einherjar are, because like if they're zombies, are they like? They said something. He said something about like pulling the souls out of Valhalla, right?
Yeah.
Are these Valhalla souls that they just put into bodies?
Oh, is that what you said?
That's what I
Oh, wow.
thought they were doing.
That's
Okay.
creepy.
Yep.
That's creepy.
Kind of similar to what Loki's done a little bit, right? So there's obviously like this
True.
thing they keep coming back to with putting souls into, marbles, zombies,
Marbles.
Bag of marbles?
giant snakes, what
Snakes?
have you.
Oh my.
Yeah.
So,
We go to Fardaline. Back to Fardaline for a little bit.
Oh, we do like
Fardaline.
fertilize.
Yeah.
limes.
We
I see,
do.
where our
Oh, and-
our dude is real grumpy about
Durlin.
making a
Durlin,
thing.
yeah. They're
Durlin.
making
See
a
Durlin
something,
again,
which
and
I don't
Durlin
know.
pretends-
Yeah. What is that thing? It's a weapon?
It was to protect New Midgard. Doubt it.
Looks like some sort of catapult.
Yeah.
Siege weapon.
Yeah,
like,
kind of
it
siege
has like some
weaponry.
lenses
Yeah.
on it or something.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
They-
It
Did
did.
not look.
Yeah, and Durlin was like, this is a death trap. This is so dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
And then Odin was like, too bad, you're going to build it anyway.
Odin was like, "Oh my Durlin." Huh? Eh?
Yes.
Oh
yes.
my Durlin. Oh my Durlin.
What was it?
That's how I activate a Jackie. It's like pulling the cord on
Oh
the
my
back.
Durlin, fart and limes.
So where does this end? Where do you meet Thor's daughter, who you killed her brother, but she's still stoked to meet you and doesn't give a shit?
Oh, yeah.
You meet
I
her
didn't get that
in her
far.
dead brother's bedroom,
Oh,
Yeah.
which is
Right.
where
Right.
you're
Oh.
staying.
Right.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, yeah.
We're staying in like Modi's
Right.
old room, and which I was like, that's a little bit gauche, because like Atreus is the one that
Right.
killed him with the knife.
I think
Yeah.
so.
Like, yeah. But then what's her name? Third something.
Thor,
I think it
Thor-
sounds
like
I don't know. Through.
She seems cool. Second girl he's ever smelled, and he
Yeah,
kind of likes
he's
her
into
too.
it.
Yeah,
He likes
yeah,
the scent.
Yep, I
Yeah.
think
Yeah.
he's also smitten maybe a bit.
She's got cool hair.
Yeah.
He's acting
I
like
like
a
her.
Oh my
real
god!
teen.
Speaking of cool hair, did you guys catch Sif?
Oh
Yeah, that's cool hair.
Golden hair.
Damn. She got some
Golden
hair on that head. Oh my god! I saw her. And I was like, "Damn, Thor. Okay."
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah,
Yep.
she does have a.
That's
Yeah, that's true. She's not
Thor's wife.
not
Yeah.
amenable to Loki though. Not.
no,
Yeah.
because she's smart.
Yeah. She's.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
she's. It's funny too because she's kind of like. I think if you have a chance to follow Thor around the hall, Thor.
Thor.
I don't know if that's how-
Freyr. Thor.
And yeah, I think Sif mentions like, Odin's got you involved in this whole thing too, and so there's a thing
Mhm.
or there's something, some
Yeah.
plot,
And he
some
takes you to
scheme.
see
Yeah.
it, right? He shows you it
I
before
didn't
this
go
ends.
this far. I thought
Oh,
I was
okay, so you
supposed
didn't
to
see the
thing?
stop.
Oh
No, it was confusing. I looked it up to figure out like what happened.
Hmm.
In the cutscene, it changes. So literally, when you go, when you go to the next, so basically, right now it's saying, "Hey, go talk to Odin when you're ready."
Mhm.
And when you
That's where I
start
stopped.
talking to him, it clicks over into the new thing. And
Oh, okay.
Oh.
so we'll do that next time. So we'll do two chapters next time and keep this going. And I gotta say, it intrigued me a lot as to what's going on. So I'm excited to see what's gonna happen here.
I'm
Samesies.
stoked to meet more Asgard gods.
Yeah, there's I mean, we're in a bunch today, and this real world house is empty rooms now. There's a couple open slots.
This version of Modern Family that we're playing
Yeah,
in now.
yeah, basically.
Yeah.
Oh god.
And why is no one more mad that
Yeah.
we killed like some of the people?
That's just part of the
Yeah, I
family
think
tree, I
gods-
think.
yeah.
Everyone's killing everybody.
Hmm.
I don't know.
Or are they faking it
I think it's
Or
on.
they're faking
maybe.
it.
I think.
until
Or
they
they're-
making it?
I mean,
Oh,
like,
shit.
theoretically, they died with, like, weapons in their hands. So they went to Valhalla anyway, which is not seen as, like, that bad of a thing, maybe. And so they can clearly pull souls out of Valhalla. Maybe it's not
But
a
you'd
big
be
deal.
flirting with them?
No. I wouldn't flirt with that person who killed my brother.
know.
No,
Hey,
I
if you,
would not.
if you want to talk about Valkyries more, come meet me in the cafeteria.
Yeah.
Okay. I can also tell you how I fucking stabbed your brother
Yeah.
if you want.
I think he was.
Yeah.
You
In,
can
like,
sit
real
with
cold
me.
Yeah,
blood.
he was also not confused by that too. I think Loki was kind of like,
Yeah.
okay, I don't know. I guess he was kind of a dick.
He didn't
Yeah,
think
he
about
didn't
it much.
think about it. No,
he had
he
the
didn't.
scent.
He was just like, yeah, they must have sucked.
Girl?
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 Girl.
Girl? Girl? Girl?
To be fair, Sif also does not seem that upset about it. So
It's true.
she's not sweet on Loki, but she's also not like, you killed my son, I'm gonna kill you, which is what
Yeah.
Freya's
Yeah, I guess
response has been.
Freya's an
Exactly.
outlier in that she cares for her children.
And what about Odin? How come Odin isn't mad that he killed Balder?
Maybe the family dynamics are
Yeah,
Not
I think
as
everyone's
healthy.
very.
They're
They're gods,
up.
right? The gods don't care about each other too much.
They're
I think
gods.
that's kind of.
I think
And I mean,
Odin's
the-
got a plot. That's
Yeah.
why. That's why
In the
it's all
beginning-
fake.
In the beginning, when Kratos and Thor were fighting, Kratos was kind of like scolding Thor's fathering
Mhm.
strategies, and like you didn't take care of your boy right or something like that. I don't know.
I think there will be more to come in the family tree, the family department.
Yeah, let's figure
Indeed.
this out.
We'll get to the bottom of it. All right, join us next time. 2 chapters coming up.
Yep.
woo.
Two chapters. Swimming along so fast.
Oh, mama. Put that thing on easy mode. Going standard Edish. Story mode is my big fetish. this ain't no speed run, mama. I'm having hella fun, no need to get overpowered. Just take that starting hour. You can turn me into a farmer, but don't hit me a horse armor. I'm going, yeah, I'm going. Standard Edish. Store mode is mine. Big bad ish. Standard Edish. My avatar's all coquettish. Oh, she's coquettish. Deluxe edition art book. Mama, I'm never gonna look. Plastic jacket, fake sword, collector's racket, trophy hoard. We collected every single thing just to pop out all this bitchy bling. Well, I'm still stuck in the starting tower. I've been lost for like a fucking hour. What? We'll go with standard Edish. What? Store load is mine. Oh, she's coquettish.